everyone, this is DaBeardedXeno. This is us continuing our E3 coverage. Right now we're going to be talking about EA. Again, I am joined with...
Surpisingly, Dolphin.
EvilerOMEGA.
And let's get on the rundown. You got the list as usual, so...
Yeah, so I'm recovering, EA's press conference. They started out with Star Wars Battlefront 3. Or, is it called Battlefront?
Just Battlefront.
Oh, okay. I had it 3, but...
Seems to be the gist of a lot of games, just,
keep the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't add a number to it.
But, holy shit.
Oh, it looks amazing.
When they showed that speeder in the forest,
That was great.
that was good. That was good.
Who called it that? That'd be the first thing they show. That's what they'd open
Jeff
with.
Keighley.
Oh, well, I bet he knew anyway.
Doritos Pope.
Yeah.
I'll have the Doritos Pope.
But yeah, that looks amazing. I cannot wait to play that. It says coming spring 2015. So.
Yeah. Or at least more info.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, hey, teaser trailer coming in. I don't know. Maybe we'll get the game spring 2015. That'd be great. But I'd rather than...
I think the game's coming. It says coming spring 2015. They have to mean the game.
I hope so, because I want to get my hands on it. But, they need to take as long as they need to.
True.
After Battlefield 4...
Yeah, as long as they have the multiplayer as good as the other Battlefront games were, that'd be amazing.
It looks stunning from what they showed there. But, that's all test footage. It could be worse, could be better. We don't know. What'd you think? It's Star Wars. We all like Star Wars.
Looks pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You didn't play the other Battlefront games, did you?
Nope.
They're basically Battlefield, but Star Wars.
Yeah.
And so it's perfect that we have the Battlefield developers working on Battlefront.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then after that, they talked about Dragon Age Inquisition for a while. It's another trailer.
Yeah, but we had this awesome live music.
Oh,
playing.
yeah. Music was great.
But yeah, this is more your alley, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about that.
Well, they definitely made the combat a lot better from what I've seen.
Yeah, it was a big fight with the dragon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dragon looks like it's going to be a challenge to take down, but that's just going to make it all the more satisfying.
Now, some people might get confused if you haven't played Dragon Age game before. You think that was co-op because they kept switching back perspectives. That was the player switching in between characters. That's been in every game. Just in case you haven't played Dragon Age game before, that's the way it was. So it kind of looked like it was multiplayer. Yeah, some people have edited it like that, like Assassin's Creed was doing it earlier today. No, that was just the player switching in between characters. Just so you know.
All right. Then they talked to BioWare. They had a little trailer, and they just basically talk about how they're in the process of making the next Mass Effect.
It's like, we're doing things, but we're not going to tell you what they are.
Yeah.
They showed a few test areas of the new Mass Effect, and they have a new IP that they showed a few test areas of. But it's just like, hey, look at this environment that we render that's probably not going to be in the game.
That was just odd. They could have had something.
They didn't even name drop no Mass Effect, no time. Just like, hey, we're working on another Mass Effect. Here's test footage.
Yeah.
Really?
And then one of the stupidest parts, it's not even a word, but it's awful. Sims 4. They should have talked about Sims 4 for a little bit, but how long did they spend?
At least a good 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. I cannot believe they spent so long on Sims 4.
And the Sims 4, you can feel your character's emotions. You can work with their heart. I don't care.
It's The Sims. It should be self-explanatory.
Yeah. It's funny. The thing is, they spent 10 minutes explaining that, then they showed a 2-minute trailer explaining the exact same shit.
They kept doing that all the time.
Yes!
There's a lot of these games. We'll talk about that.
Madden, they did the same thing too.
Yeah, we'll talk about all that when we get to it. But yeah, that's when I realized this press conference is going to be just meh. Yeah, because if you spend that long with Sims 4, that means you don't have that much to talk about. Yeah. And after that, they talked about the new UFC with Bruce Lee in it.
Visually looks great, but I don't care.
I don't care either.
Me either. I've never been really big into sports games.
Yeah. It was interesting with the Bruce Lee stuff, but I don't know.
You must be water.
Yeah.
Be water. That was racist.
And then they talked about NHL 15. That looked really good for a hockey game.
Yeah, that actually has me interested because I played an NHL game on the original Xbox. And that was
really? I've never played a hockey game.
You remember the joke I made? It's like, people's like, what's changing with NHL next gen? It's like, well, we're changing everything. I was like, it's no longer about hockey.
Yeah. And then, something interesting they actually talked about was a new Criterion it's almost like a driving game, but it's
Yeah,
first person.
They didn't name drop this either. That's the thing. They're not name dropping either. They're just like, hey, here's test footage of something we're working on.
Yeah. But this actually looks really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you can actually just walk around. Maybe you can.
Maybe.
But it's first person, and you can drive anything. Helicopters to ATVs. That's fucking awesome.
But this is the most, like, alpha game footage I've seen anyone
there
ever
were no
show.
textures. No textures.
Yeah.
It was just like gray blobs driving, and that's it.
There was like blue.
But they warned from us. This is early.
Very, very early.
I think they just threw it in there because we have a big empty space. What are we going to do?
So that's probably not coming until, I'd say 16, maybe 17.
Yeah. But that's conceptually, that is really good.
Really interesting. I love to play that. And I loved a lot of their...
Burnout games?
Yeah, Burnout. I love their Burnout games. So, and then they talked about PGA Tour. Oh God!
Visually, it looked good, and then they had that level directly from Battlefield 4. What the fuck?
Yeah, hitting the ball over Battleship. I mean, that's.
Yeesh! I thought the sand trap was bad.
Yeah.
You think that Battleship?
That was kind of ridiculous. What do they call it? Fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy
something.
Courses.
Fantasy courses. Wow. Well, you gotta have something to make golf interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't care too much for that. And they talked about Madden 15, which I'm interested in Madden.
Me too.
The first Madden game I really got into was 25, and now they're going back to 15. So.
Like, God damn it! What's the 10 that I missed?
Yeah. But they said the defense is going to be different. It's kind of cool because a lot of the times playing defense is boring, and I just kind of sim it. Yeah, you can sim through it. Not even that. Like you can skip it. You can simulate.
Yeah, when you're playing single player. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how little people can really care about defense. But this would be interesting. It kind of gives you a quick time event to get past people.
I think the best statement of that though was, defense is almost half the game.
Almost.
Isn't it supposed to be like half the game?
What? It's defense and offense. That's two sides. What the fuck is the other?
Special teams.
Well, yeah.
Special teams?
So, yeah, that's when you, kick the ball.
It's almost half the game. That sounds so stupid.
I mean, I don't know, when you really think deep about it, it's not, but it does sound
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah.
I mean, when one team's on offense, the other is on defense, so it is half the game.
Except special teams. It's more like a 49% of the game. I don't know.
Almost half.
Yeah. So he kind of was right, but yeah, he did it. It sounds stupid. And then, that's another example of them showing a game and then talking about it, and then a trailer covering what they just talked about.
Yeah.
The redundancy was horrible.
That's the perfect word.
It's filler. It's filler. I
thought it was supposed to be an hour and a half. It was still only an hour.
Yeah, this press conference could have been 45 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes if they cut out that redundancy.
Yeah.
This.
The redundancy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
And then after Madden, they talked about Dawngate. What'd you think about Dawngate?
Who?
Look at all the fucks I give.
Yeah, I just quit paying attention at this point. It was, I don't know.
It's just that's when you go to Twitter, so whatever else.
Yeah, so, but I don't know. Apparently, other people were saying this actually looked original.
Yeah, I don't like League of Legends, and that's basically what this is ripping off of. So
the MOBA, okay.
Yeah.
Multi-user. What?
Then after that, they talked about Mirror's Edge. Still doesn't even have a name.
It's just this
Mirror's
is
Edge.
the new Mirror's Edge. It's okay, is it 2? Is it got a subtitle?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think you should at least make it 2 or give it a subtitle if it's a prequel,
Yeah. 2 gives a fuck.
But it looks really good.
It's probably going to be next year when they finally take the lid off of that. So that means it's probably going to have 2. It's going to have 3 or 4 E3s. So they announced that a little too early. But I don't care. It's a new Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
We're making Mirror's Edge.
I'm excited for that, but jeez. They got to give us something. I mean, they had, what was it called? Was it called conceptual gameplay or something?
Yeah. It looked good.
But it looks exactly the same gameplay-wise as the first one.
That's just the art style, though. And I think gameplay-wise, I would like for them to keep it the same because that gameplay was sweet. And, of course, I can tell with it. I recently played it about 4 months ago.
Really?
Yeah. And that's before I sold it.
Oh, you sold it?
Again.
Jesus.
I bought it, sold it, bought it, sold it. But,
wow.
Yeah, they definitely changed up the combat mechanics, like especially how you can fly off a wall and do a takedown like that. That was not in the first game at all.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
I remember doing that for some reason.
And how she jumped down on top of the guy, that you couldn't do that at all.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there was no kind of like environmental attacks like that.
And next they spend what seemed like forever. Like I think I fell asleep and then woke back up and they were still talking about FIFA 15.
FIFA.
They started talking about it and I fell asleep and woke up and they were still talking about it. I mean, I wonder how much they sell.
Look how realistic the crowds are. Look at this.
They talk about the grass.
The goal bounces when you kick it with the ball. I don't care.
Yeah. Did you hear them talk about how when a player falls down, how it like affects the grass? Yeah. But I wonder how much FIFA actually sells in the United States.
That's still good enough for to keep putting it here.
I guess so. But
I know a lot of Latinos, they like it, so.
Yeah. And the last thing they talked about, period, they spent a good time on this, was Battlefield Hardline. And that actually looks really interesting. I want to play that.
By the way, their sights down.
Yeah.
Of course, because all the people are doing it at the same time.
I want to get the fucking beta. Anybody listen to this, you get a free beta code, send it to me. I will be your friend for life.
Yeah, that looks really fun, though.
Oh, yeah. It's Cops and Robbers Battlefield.
Yeah.
That is one of the freshest ideas I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and I didn't know until you told me just a few minutes ago that it's its own game, like a $60 game that has a campaign and everything.
The campaign is structured like a TV show, so each level is an episode. So it's like I think they said it was a 13 episode run, kind of. So it's like a season. It's like an AMC season.
That's cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, it looks good, and that multiplayer, holy shit! It's like an open world city. You literally have to do bank heists, and the cops have to stop you, and it's just cool. You see, you just walk into a random skyscraper and walk up to the. I mean, it's got to be scripted somehow.
Oh, yeah.
If you can go in every building, my God.
Then they have the part like the crane coming down, going through the buildings. That was nice.
That was nice.
It reminded me kind of last year, how they showed the skyscraper collapsing in Battlefield 4. How did that end up in the actual game?
You had to shoot a player had to shoot all 4 pillars at the bottom, and it would fall down.
Oh, I don't know anything.
It was pretty easy to do. But let's not talk about Battlefield 4. and the horrid quality of that game.
I know. That's so weird too because everyone was so excited for that because Battlefield 3 was great.
Yeah. I just want to add in that before we got in here, they showed a little demo of Alien Isolation. It had a flamethrower, so fuck yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know there was gameplay of that out. I thought you'd freak out about that, but I guess you already saw some.
Yeah, when they had debuted it, they showed a little gameplay demo.
Okay. They also said they've been working on that game for 4 years.
Holy shit.
That's what they just said, didn't they?
Which one, Isolation?
Yeah, they said they've been working on that for 4 years.
So they just had to deal with oh, wow, Colonial Marines. Oh, God.
I guess so.
Yeah, let's make sure we get this one right.
Yeah, that's all. That's only, what did I say? That's only 10 games they covered?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was like half of what Xbox
and then half of them were EA Sports.
The middle section was shit. It was boring as hell. It started amazing with Battlefront, and then it ended amazing with Battlefield.
Yeah.
And Mirror's Edge was okay.
Yeah.
It was kind of boring. Wish they
didn't have anything new to show.
It's like they talk about, this is Faye's journey, this is a reason she has this tattoo, this is a reason she does this. Well, fucking tell us what that reason is.
They better have something next year. Or, even better, news come out before next year.
I was, hoping that I'd deal with things like, here's a gameplay demo out fall 2014.
I was honestly expecting that. Like, I don't know.
EA they moved slow this year. It just, they didn't have that much to show. It was a bit of a letdown.
It really was.
A bit.
Yeah. It was last year seemed exciting compared to this one.
Yeah, especially when they pulled up the curtain and there were 64 people playing.
Oh yeah, that was
a big.
That was a big E3 moment. Period for anybody.
Yeah, but I gotta say that Battlefield Hardline looks amazing.
Yeah.
Battlefield, basically it's Battlefield Star Wars, but Battlefront looks amazing.
So good.
So fucking good. It's when they started playing that, that iconic score. Mm-hmm. You saw the 3 movies, you're like, Star Wars! Then
that's how I knew.
You heard the music. The music did sound a little different. Like, wait, it's like, no, wait, no, what? Then I heard, I'm not going to sing because it's copyright strike. But
what the fuck? Can they really do that for you singing? Oh, that's it. Copyright. No, you can't have that. We were gonna claim that shit.
It's like, is that Randy Newman singing?
By the way, anybody know how they're gonna handle the whole Jedi part of it, or are they just not?
Battlefront 2, the high scoring player on the team, you get to a certain score point, you could become a Jedi. You become like Darth Vader. You could become in an iconic fight. So on Hoth, you could become Darth Vader. You could storm the Rebel base and just kill people inside the Rebel base.
But you have to be the highest scoring player?
It was something like that. I can't remember what it was.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. They'll make it more fair, though, I guarantee you.
But looking at this, literally half their games were sports. Yeah. The only thing that really interests me that I didn't know about was a Criterion game.
So. Battlefield Hardline definitely interests me, that's for sure. But
yeah, but that's the only one we didn't even know about.
Yeah. The Criterion game was a big surprise, but they didn't even really unveil it. It's just like, hey, here's a prototype that may or may not come out.
Yeah, really. Yeah. That's all I got for EA. If you had to get a score, what would you give it?
4.
I'm thinking, well, I'll give it a 6.
I was going to go that high just because of Battlefield and Battlefront, but the rest of it's just so goddamn bad.
I'm going to give it a 5.
All right.
So 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. I mean,
right in a row, aren't
for me, it's really hard. I mean, they did screw up bad, but let's see. I'd probably give it a 4 if they were missing one of these.
If Hardline wasn't there, that'd be a 2. That would be a 2.
2, really?
Yes.
Even with Dragon Age in there?
They didn't show anything new.
No, they really didn't.
It didn't. Sucks. The Dragon Age was cool, but it was short. It was just one fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that game comes out in like 3 months, 4 months, something like that. October.
Oh, it does? I didn't even know that.
Same day as
Inquisitor's Edition.
Yeah, Shadows of Mordor, Alien Isolation, and Dragon Age all come out on the same damn day.
Wow. That's all we got for EA. We'll be doing another one today about Ubisoft and then one more for Sony. We'll see you then.
I think